able to hear any of the hand fluttering. I'm not sure. So I thought that as a way to give my voice a little bit of a break after some extensive recording compared to what I'm used to, which is 0, I thought I would show you my crystal collection. I can almost guarantee that this is not the entirety of my crystal collection, but there it is. That one's not doing it for me. I love this little thing. I think my mom gave it to me as a gift for, I'm so bad at remembering things, but maybe it was a birthday, maybe it was Christmas. It's really difficult for me to remember things. It's really difficult for me to remember things, but this is just so gorgeous. Look at it. Just, oh, isn't that so wonderful? I'm doing this as if there's binaural recording, but oh well. How about these guys? Oh yeah, some of those are just charms. One of my friends in college gave me this adorable Sailor Moon bracelet, but the bracelet itself was a little bit too big, and I was thinking about adjusting it to make it smaller, but then I was like, these charms themselves could be great as like earrings or necklaces, so I did just leave them like that. I acquired at one point these mini bottles to put in little spell jars. Let's find a good thing for, you know that sound. You know that sound. You know what I'm trying to get. Get alive. A lot of these are just so fairly large, so it's a bit difficult to get what we're looking for, but I think I'm just gonna do something a little bit crazy. This is the remainder of a selenite. This is the remainder of a selenite sphere that I got when I was a little kid from one of the first times that I went into a metaphysical shop. Wow, that was such a wonderful experience. I was like, oh, wow, this is it. This is a piece of black kyanite, I believe. I love the way that it fans out like this. It's just so cool. I will not be putting that into the pile. It's too fragile. Oh, here's another favorite is, God, what is it called? It's gonna take me a minute to remember exactly what it's called, but Do you see the way that the facets on the inside of it just stand out? It's apophyllite. I know it's not astrophyllite because I have a couple astrophyllite crystals. One's a tower, and then I have a tumbled stone somewhere, but maybe I'll try to remember or look up what this one's called. One of the things that makes it different from quartz or other crystals is that, I don't know how well you can see it, but the point naturally forms into a rectangle or something of the sort. You can see it more clearly when you look at it from underneath. You see how it's a bit of a line right there, not a point. It is so cool. I think this one is similar in name to apophyllite, but if you know what I'm talking about, it probably sounds so dumb right now, but God, it's so cool. This is one of my best pieces of citrine as well. It's very, very gemmy. Citrine is one of my birthstones, the other being topaz. If you know which month that is, leave your guess in the comments. And if you know your birthstone, let me know what your birthstone is in the comments and whether you like it or not. There's a really nice piece in here that reflects a really cool rainbow that kind of reminds me of like a little bottle of oil, because it's not quite rainbowy. It has more of that iridescent look, but the best. Anything else in here? Maybe I'll take out this. Maybe I'll take this desert rose out too, because that's quite fragile. Sorry about the focus. What else can I dump in here? I've got this amazing, I think bloodstone, but what I really love about it is this little marking here. It looks like someone giving the middle finger, and I like to place it on top of this little holder where it's just like up yours, you know. I love it. Here's one that I forgot to lay out. It is a fire quartz. I bought it from my friend's shop, and it's so nice. It has such a good weight to it. Maybe it's a bit too big for that. Any crystals I'm missing? I know for a fact these are not all of the ones that I have. I found a really beautiful stone. I don't think it's this one. It reminded me a little bit of, what's the name of that crystal that looks like Labrador? What's the name of that crystal that's like Labradorite but black? It wasn't that. It wasn't exactly that. It was something else, but I took a note of it somewhere. On my bracelets, this is rhodonite, one of my favorite crystals. I have a tower of it as well. Absolutely the best. And this one is think sometimes it's referred to as like, I don't know, something like crocodile or alligator jasper, but that's not the correct term. Kambaba jasper. I think it's Kambaba jasper. I bought this at a gift shop for the Mount Marine laboratory, I think. It's an aquarium in Florida. And I just love these two together so much. And it's just such a wonderful little pair. I've had this one for as long as I can remember, this heart-shaped. God, I don't even know what it could be, but it does have quartz inside it. If you have any idea what it could be, let me know. I always, sometimes when I look at it, I kind of see a little face right here. This is the eye, and this is the little mouth. There's no eye over here, but it's just kind of like a very neutral face. Just kind of observing almost. But I like this like A shape almost. I've had it forever. I love ruby and zoisite. This is one of my unpolished specimens. It's just so cool. And yeah, it is impossible for me to think of zoisite without thinking of one of the princes from Sailor Moon. I have a few ruby and zoisite around. The other ones are Tumbled. This is a very pale, smoky quartz. I love finding the little facets inside and seeing how they reflect. I'm not much into crystal healing in the, popularly understood way. It's just not something that I put a lot of credence into for myself, but I do believe in the power of psychology and kind of like hacking your mind to achieve whatever outcomes you're trying to achieve. And having something tactile and pretty like crystals can be a really nice way to have that sensory experience tied in with your intention, or a way to adorn yourself with your intention of that day. And it just adds a little bit of mindfulness to how you engage with the world, with others, with your thoughts, things that happen. This, I believe, is Picasso jasper. I found it at a shop in Arizona, I think. And likewise, this little butterfly has a piece of petrified wood in it, and I got that at the gift shop for the petrified wood state park. Oh, here is a ruby and zoisite pendant. I only have so many chains that I like, ones that I think look nice and that feel nice to touch. I am very sensitive to feelings, so I just kind of interchange my pendants based on what I'm looking for that day. This one is very large, and so it's kind of awkward to wear, I think. Is that hair? It's a little difficult to wear, so I just kind of like having it. It's just really pretty. It's amethyst and a very, not a very excellent piece of labradorite on top, but I promise you it is. And of course, mahogany obsidian, one of my favorites. Oh, I don't think I mentioned the name of this one for those that don't know or aren't familiar, but this is moss agate. In the light, if I was able to get a better view from here, you would see it's almost translucent in some spots. I have some smoky quartz earrings, but I can't really wear them as they are because the French hook irritates my ears. I have a few rose quartz pendants that I bought from a reader outside Chicago. She was very kind. There weren't any prices on them, and I only had so much cash on me at the moment. And you know, I went there, told her I was a reader, a new reader. It was many years ago, and she allowed me to buy them at a steep discount, and I really appreciated her for that. Oh, by the way, these are depression glass. I think they are authentic from the time. It is quite hard to know for sure if you're not like a connoisseur or really, really into it, but I think that this is of the original set from the 30s, but there were remakes around the 70s and beyond. But oh, it's just so pretty. I wish I had a nice place to display my depression glass. Speaking of pretty pink things, this is, I'm gonna move. Maybe we'll come back to this is I forgot what you call them, like a window stone or something. I've had this forever too. I think I got it around the same time that I found that selenite sphere when I was like 8 or 9. But oh, do you see the depth and the dimension there? Like, you have that facet, and then you can see one back in the distance. Oh, it's so cool. I think it's like a type of smoky quartz because it is quite dark compared to others, but I'm not gonna try to make a judgment on it because I am not an expert. I'm gonna move these out of the way for a minute. Oh, first, you might notice my little Sailor Pluto. My little Sailor Pluto thing right here. But, that's not what I'm going to show you. On my keychain, I have a little lepidolite pendulum of sorts. I do like lepidolite a lot. This rose quartz tower. It's so cool. It's not the highest quality. It's so heavy. It's not the highest quality rose quartz, and I mean, I bought it for like $20. Look at this thing. This could easily go for like 60 to 80 at like a crystal expo, but what I love about it is this, I think maybe it's like an iron deposit of some kind. Usually that's what it is if you have like these goldish or reddish bits, but I just think it makes it look like it has some like gold marbling almost. Some people refer to this quality of rose quartz as like lavender rose quartz or something. It is considered like a lower quality rose quartz, I think, but it really is in the eye of the beholder. comparatively, we have my other little towers. I've been so lucky to get the ones that I have because they're always so expensive, you know? But, oops, I've been really lucky because I spent some time, a couple of years on and off, working at a local metaphysical shop doing tarot readings at their location. And I just have friends who sell crystals, and they price them so generously. And I have even overpaid on some occasions because I just felt like I deserved way more. This is actually a type of onyx, if I remember correctly. I'd love to remember what exactly, like Pakistan onyx or something. I don't know, but I just love how sandy it is. And speaking of really cool sandy rocks or minerals with these kinds of striations, I want to show you my favorite piece of petrified wood. I found this also at the Petrified Wood National Forest in Arizona. And what I loved about it, it was so different from the other ones in the box because it had these horizontal stripes that looked a lot like the bluffs. That you see when you're driving on the road out there. And it's so different from what I'm used to. Sometimes when I see ASMR artists scratching their stones, I'm just like, oh god, your poor nails. And that is how I feel right now too, so I'm gonna put this down. This is my astrophyllite. Let me see if I can grab my astrophyllite tumbled stone because it's a bit easier to see the unique things in it. It's got these inclusions. A lot of astrophyllite tends to have garnet inclusions in it. I haven't really been able to identify any of that in these two, but this one does look much better in person, but this one's so pretty. Oh, this is the best side. Okay, I'm gonna turn on another light. That helps a lot. Isn't that so neat? So, I got a little top. Oh, there you can see some of it better. I think one of the other names for it is like firecracker stone, because it does kind of resemble fireworks. I'm not the biggest fan of fireworks just because I don't know, maybe controversial. I just don't see the hype, you know? Anyway, I love these so much. And this is one of my two Aura rose quartz towers. It's basically just rose quartz that is treated at a very, very high heat with, I don't remember what mineral is used in it. I think it's often maybe gold, but basically it just coats it with this beautiful iridescent sheen. And I think it's totally, oh, cool. I think it's totally fine to have, you know, crystals that are that have this man-made influence to them because, you know, that's my kitchen light reflected on it. You know, I mean, as long as you don't try to fool someone into thinking that it's naturally like this, they're just so cool. They're just so cool. At a certain point, when I pretended that I had disposable income, I had collected so many tumbled stones that I had to eventually set a boundary with myself where I could only buy new crystals if they were like if they're carved or something. This is a Euperite bat. You can kind of see it's a bat, right? Euperite is a type of granite, actually, if I remember correctly, where you find it on the shores of Lake Michigan, up near the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, hence Euperite. And under a black light, it actually glows orange, which is so cool. Unfortunately, I don't have any orange. Unfortunately, I don't have any black light things, so this is a very I was going to say this is a very old rock. they're all old. They're all very, very old. But this is an old specimen of quartz that I've had also almost as long as I can remember. I think that my grandfather on my dad's side might have gifted it to me, or maybe gave it to my dad to give to me. I could not tell you. But it's just such a beautiful, raw, natural piece. It's also so heavy, and I don't remember where exactly it came from, but I do like to use it sort of as like a centerpiece for my altar. So I like to keep it in this old, I think I had a candle in here. I actually found this candle at Five Below, and I just loved the jar so much because it also has that iridescent sheen to it. And I place it in here to have it sit up right at the back of my altar. And what next? Oh, some other crystals that I have. Here is a couple that my partner got for me during one of his trips to see family. Two types of tourmaline. You have your pink tourmaline and you have your black tourmaline. And oh, they're just so cool. I love tourmaline. I love the way that it grows, the way it develops into these stick-shaped things. They're so cool. And oh, they're so sweet. They kind of mirror each other. I wonder if he did that intentionally or not. But I do love having these around. The thing about them is they're a little chalky, so I can't just hold on to them, but I keep this one next to my bed. And I keep this one at my work desk to sort of, protect me from the bad vibes of the internet. And this one is polished on one side, but this is another one that he got me. I have no clue what it is, but it is so interesting. This is the back side of it. And then the inside. I'm not very good at knowing when something is a fossil of some kind, unless it's like obvious, like this box that I have. This carved box clearly, you know. But this is so cool. It kind of makes me think of like a column or the Tower of Pisa or something. One of my favorite ASMR triggers at various times has been bed sounds. But since this is stone, it has a bit of a unique quality to it. I still don't know what I want to store in here. It's held onto a few different things at various times. Sometimes it's had my rings in them, or other things. Here's a amethyst ring. I don't know where my moonstone ring is at the moment, but this is beautiful. It doesn't fit very well at the moment, but well, oh no, it really doesn't want to go much further down. I think it fits on my ring finger, but like, you know, I'm not married, so I'd feel kind of silly having it there, and it just kind of feels a bit funny to have it, because like my fingers are kind of funny. They're shaped a little funny. You may have noticed if you've seen any of my reading ones that my pinkies are crooked. Just like my dad's, they kind of like rest against our ring fingers, but you see they're so wonky, but you know, what are you gonna do? So this is beautiful. I bought this from a friend. This one is moonstone, but I think I don't like bracelets like these that are too tiny, like where the beads are so small. It really feels wrong on me, but you know what? I actually kind of like this stack, so maybe I take it back. Maybe if I put it behind my rhodonite. Yeah, it just still feels like too much. It's also a little bit wide. My wrists tend to be quite thin too, no matter what size I'm at in my weird cycling weight cycle. Here is a basalt and opalite bracelet. Basalt's a really cool stone. Opalite is also one of those man-made crystals. I think it's just a type of glass, but it's very pretty. It looks, I don't like how it looks on my skin tone, so I don't really wear a lot of opalite, but like, it's really pretty. I'm saving this little pile for last because I just kind of want to go crazy with all the little bits. But speaking of little bits, first here's my honey calcite, I think it's called, or Coca-Cola calcite. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. It is so sparkly. This amber color. It's different from every angle you look at it. I think I kind of, when I have it sitting around, I think I like to have it, how do I normally place it? I think I normally have it like this, but it looks better when it's up there, I promise. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. And I love these little points. Anyway, my little tiny this is This had some CBD hemp flower from the Brothers Apothecary. I do highly recommend it. I like their stuff a lot. There's no THC in it, and I like to use it in my packs. Oops. I like to use it in my PAX pen, which can vaporize flowers. I really don't know what to do with these. They're nice for like little tiny crystal grids, very small ones. Like, I think I might have put some of my favorite ones in this little dish to the side here, so you'll see some of them, but this is where I just put all the spares. I think a lot of these came from my older brother's collection because he was really into geology and stuff like that. That one looked a lot cooler when it was just in the thing, but this one might be it's a well-known orange crystal, but it's not one that I've ever heard. Carmine? That sounds wrong. I don't think that's carmine. Is it carmine? I don't know, but I'm not really a big fan of it. It's been a while since I've been inside a crystal shop, so I've kind of forgotten some of the names. Here are some pyramids that I got from a friend. I believe that these are ones that I got after I had made the commitment to not spend my money on tumbled crystals unless it's one that I don't have in my collection. I loved how this just looked kind of like a storm, like these bands just kind of made me think of electricity and clouds, and it's really neat how it has this banding around the top. This is amethyst, of course. And then we have our quartz. And rose quartz. I keep these right underneath my headphone stand because they just look good right there. This is a stone that I had my eyes on for like years at that metaphysical shop I was working at. It is so beautiful. It was like $40, and I finally was able to get it one day when the shop was about to close, which was very sad, but also I know the owner was so ready to move on, so it wasn't even that heartbreaking, but made lots of good connections at that place. This is sometimes referred to as a unicorn stone, I think. I forgot the other word for it, but it is a combination of smoky quartz, some tourmaline inclusions, some lepidolite, and pink tourmaline, and it's just, oh my god, one of the absolute best. It's so, I don't know what it is about it. I don't know what it is about it that I love so much, but it's just like, you know, it like fits exactly. You know what? You know what? This is the stone that the kids used in Dragon Tales. This is the stone, or the dragon scale that, what were their names? Max and, was it Emma or Emmy? I don't remember. I wish with all my heart. Oh god, I love this thing. It has a really good weight to it too. I have a few other palm stones. They're actually in here. This is my fluorite palm stone, or worry stone, thumb stone. Just fits so perfectly in your thumb. Oh, so good. Fluorite's oh wow. Fluorite's such a pretty stone. I don't give it the appreciation that it really deserves. But I've seen some really gorgeous pieces. This is a tiger's eye that I've had like my whole life too. My crystal collection started well before I really even got into collecting them myself. This is iolite. Iolite. It's a bit bigger than my thumb, but it kind of fit, you know, on the, what is this called? The Mount of Venus or something. Iolite. It's a bit thicker around the edges. Hope you don't mind the church bells. This is an interesting stone too. I think it's carved into the shape of a heart, but it is a shell, I believe. I cannot remember what it's called. Eye of Shiva? Is that it? It is really beautiful. This actually, I think my friend added it for free when I bought some crystals from her. This is ruby in kyanite, I think. Blue kyanite. I love it because it looks like a nebula or a galaxy. Let me try to get a good angle for it. See what I mean? It's really, really cool. This is serpentine. I love serpentine. If you couldn't tell. I have another one of serpentine somewhere. SybilNix has this really cool banding between the pieces. Another ruby and zoisite. I love how tiny this is. I love the shape of it. is Hawkeye, I think. This is a like dark tiger's eye, basically. It's one of the first crystals that I purchased when I started collecting them intentionally. This one is lemon calcite, I believe. Right here is where it has the kind of cool... Sorry, my fridge is making weird noises. Let me try to find... It's very... Ooh, what's that? No, I lost... Oh. Yeah, you can kind of see how it sort of glows in an interesting way. Here's one of my larvicite. That's the name of one of those like dark labradorite colors. There it is. Where's the flash? I just had it. Where'd the flash go? You can kind of see it. It's a little bit difficult because the actual reflection of the light is kind of getting in the way. Oh, there you go. I love dark stones. This is bronzite, I believe. I love stones that are shaped like this. Like, I love pointy stones, you know? Like, I love stones that have this sort of like triangular or oval. This one's, it's like a combination of like pyrite and I think hematite. It's sometimes referred to as healer's gold, but it's different from the other stone that is referred to as healer's gold. But it's a nice heavy little one. Oh yeah, or like these almost diamondy or whatever. This is some... I think it's Amazonite. It's so soothing. This one and Angelite are both very relaxing stones. They're both kind of waxy feeling almost. This one, I can't remember what it was called, but it's slightly different from that lemon. It's different from that lemon calcite that I showed you. This is a type of quartz, I believe, that has higher amounts of iron in it, and its name has something to do with that. It's like hematite. No, it's not that. It's like... What's it called? I don't have like my laptop with me, so I can't just easily look it up, but it's very cool. I think this is one of those crystals that I've had for a very, very long time. But again, that nice pointy shape. Hematoid? Don't know what this is, but it's also been around since forever. Just a type of geode. Bumblebee jasper. I loved the shape of this. It's like a little egg. Like, I want to eat it, but it's very toxic. You don't want to do that. This is a very cool one. It is not the best version of it. Sometimes I think it's called a fairy crust. Again, I'm forgetting the names of so many of these, but it's just this really nice, like, deep brown and black. I'm gonna go get my computer. I need to figure that one out. Oh, I just grabbed my computer, but I think I just remembered it. It's Andalusite. Yes. Andalusite, also known as chiastolite or chiastolite, fairy cross stone. So now I will show you my little offering plate because I think it's time to refresh it. Here's another piece of a heat treated crystal. I could not tell you what exactly it was, but isn't it so cool? This is my absolute favorite piece of pyrite. I got it because it kind of looked like a dinosaur skull to me, where like here's the orbital bone or something, here's the back of the head, here's the crown of the head, and here's where the snout is, and you can kind of see like it kind of goes in a little bit. My fridge is doing its thing again. Kind of goes in a little bit, like, you know, where the teeth would be, and then it has this really cool quartz oh, thank you for focusing. This really cool little quartz inclusion, I assume. So it just kind of has that cool, like, not so much on this side, but it's got that cool, I don't know, reptilian look to it, to me, from this angle. I think that's where the eye would be, you know. I believe it, at least, and that's what matters. I think this one is called Golden Healer. And then there's a bunch of these little Lemurian quartz, I believe. They're often used in crystal grids. I think the thing about Lemurian quartz is that they form in these like upright structures, like in one place, like really high up in altitude. I mean, it's just quartz, but like they come up like these little tiny fragments. It's so cool. I have a few of them. And I don't know how familiar you are with these bits of lore, but there is this belief in a place similar to Atlantis called Lemuria. I'm not really sure how much credence you can give to that, but we will probably be talking about and exploring things like Lemuria when we get into some more 19th century occult books, because that was when these places were really materialized in the consciousness of people interested in the occult sciences. Here's a little moon-shaped one. I think it's a type of agate. Here's one of my first citrine pieces. Again, it has that sort of diamondy shape that I like in crystals. A little tiger's eye heart-shaped stone. And then these other heart-shaped ones I think are jade, or there's this other really common green crystal. What's it called? So you like my handwriting? Fuchsite. Yes, I knew I would have it. Fuchsite. So one of them could be fuchsite. There's a lot of these gorgeous little citrine chips. I do actually remember when I purchased these. You know, trying to get that wealth and abundance, manifestation, and also some gorgeous little amethyst ones that just came in a little set that I happened to have on hand. Some more tiger's eye, some jade. I think this is that, is it hawk's eye? Is that what it's really called? Am I just misremembering? I'm very good at misremembering things. Yeah, it is called hawk's eye. I don't think I got a chance to show you this Botswana agate, I believe. I just love the rippling effect. It is so neat. I have another one somewhere where it almost reminds me of like an eagle's eye. Here's a little piece of garnet. It's such a deep red. And this, awesome. I love it. This, it's not bloodstone. It's like dragon something. I don't think it's dragon's blood. So I know this isn't bloodstone because bloodstone is that sort of dark teal color almost. Dragon blood jasper. Yeah, it is dragon blood jasper. Okay, yeah. It's so cool. It's so cool. It does make me think of like a dragon heart or something. Then before I forget, I have this little selenite tower. It's very cute. You know, everyone's gotta have their selenite tower. And then I have these ocean jasper, I think. I think it is ocean jasper. It's very rare and really upsetting that shortly after the area that was where they discovered like just rich deposits of this stuff, it just became depleted in like 10 years. So that's another reason why I just do not feel comfortable buying crystals wholesale, or really even buying crystals anymore. I love this one because it's almost shaped like a heart. You know, if you turn your head sideways or something. This one makes me think of the planet Jupiter. They're all so smooth. They're so soft and smooth. But yeah, they're very neat stones. This one, if you have issues with like tryptophobia or something like that, you have a hard time looking at things with like little like small circles and close clusters, you might not want to look at this one, but I'll only show it for a short amount of time. But so here it is right now. I think, oh wow, this is so cool. I mean, sometimes I feel uncomfortable looking at it, but oh, it's just such a fascinating little stone. It is so cool. But yeah, they're kind of raised too, which can't get quite a good angle, but you can kind of see how they're a little bit raised. And it's so fascinating, but I can't really look at it for long because then I get a little squicked out too. So that's it for that. I'm putting it away now. Those are most of my crystals. Before I forget, I do have this really lovely green calcite. I love it because it looks like a little leaf, like a little leaf imprint on it. Very, very cool, very smooth also, that waxy feeling I mentioned. And I've also got this little moss agate, My Melody. It was upside down. A little My Melody moss agate. So adorable. I think here's another little piece of moss agate. Possibly. Very, very thin. Very fragile, probably. I'm sure I could, like, break it in half if I tried, but I would not do that. That'd be very silly. And I'm going to show you my pyrite. This is a piece of pyrite that we've had for a very long time, too. Very nice and heavy. I don't like this side as much. So it's usually the side that I have on the bottom, but very sparkly, some fool's gold. It's just amazing how just these like crystals in nature build into these cubes. Have you ever seen like those large specimens of pyrite where it's just like you got this hunk right here and then you just have this like a cube, like standalone cube, and it's not even like you know, it's not even like carved like that. It just grows that way. It's crazy. So yeah, that is it for my little collection. No, it's not a little collection. It's a bit silly. It's kind of crazy. I don't know. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you would like me to do more showing you my crystals, maybe doing a bit more tapping and scratching, let me know. Or if you like the visual triggers of the sparkling, I can focus a bit more on that, but I'd love to know your thoughts, what you liked the most. Here's a very pale amethyst, but it has some very cool features when you look into it. It's also a little bit sharp. So yeah, let me know what your favorite stone was. I think my absolute favorite one, I think my favorite would probably be, obviously, I do love this one. It's probably the most recent one that I obtained. Unless I'm so bad at timelines, but like, unless my partner saw his family more recently than when I purchased this, but do love this. My little dinosaur head pyrite is just so cool. I love it. Absolutely adorable. And I think, my these little guys, my rhodonite bracelet and this Kambaba Jasper bracelet, I love these. But I think for now that is it. thank you for joining me in this little show and tell. If you have any recommendations, requests, or whatever is on your mind, feel free to share it in the comments. Let me know what... I didn't really focus too much on triggers. This is more just a casual thing, but if you have any particular triggers that... But if you had any particular trigger... I can't say it. If you had any particular triggers that you liked from this, let me know, and I can see if I can incorporate them a little more. I always kind of like the sound of rings on things that make sounds. So maybe some of that. I don't know. But I hope that this has been at least somewhat interesting to you. And if you have drifted off to sleep, I hope that you have lovely dreams and get some good, restful sleep. And I will see you in the next one.